This is the Todd Glaser Show on the Blue Golds Sports Network. The Todd Glaser Show is broadcasted from Grizzlies Wood-Fired Steaks. Grizzlies is your post-game destination to celebrate the big win. Featuring award-winning wood-fired rotisserie chicken, wood-fired steaks, and a great craft beer lineup. Come on out to Grizzlies, experience it all, the host site of the Todd Glaser Show. Alongside Todd Glaser, the coach of the UW-Eau Blue Golds football team, the voice of the Blue Golds and the Blue Golds Sports Network, Mike Sullivan.
Welcome to Grizzlies and the Todd Glaser post-game show. Mike Sullivan along with Blue Gold head coach Todd Glaser. We appreciate everybody coming out, and we really appreciate Grizzlies, one of our great sponsors on the Blue Gold Sports Network, for hosting this show once again. Wish we could bring you better news. 31-7 St. John's this afternoon at Carson Park in the home opener. Let's talk about the atmosphere first, Coach, because I know it was a tough game, and we'll talk about that too. But what a great place to be, Carson Park.
Yeah, it was a packed house, and driving up on the new buses, the new tradition that Dan has, was a great thing for our kids. I know they were excited to do that, and we need to play better when we have that type of excitement in the stands.
And this tough loss is one that we're going to not dissect, forever and ever, but we need to talk about the things that you need to fix, because I know you want to fix them as we move along with the season. And we can start with the drive early in the game that ended at the 1-inch line, really second week in a row, obviously. And what does it take to fix that?
Well, we got to find a way to fix it. We're trying to do that with some different personnel, and some of it's we just got to get a little bit lower with our pad level. Our running backs got to get a little bit lower with their pad level, and we need to find a seam where it's there, and we do definitely need to get better at that.
And then, the follow-up to that, when you were stopped, and then they responded with an 87-yard drive. I mean, that's got to stop too, right?
Yeah, that's got to stop. We got to be able to run the football, and we need to be able to stop the run. And we didn't do that tonight, and we have to do that once we start to get into league play.
Todd, I had in my pregame notes, and I wanted to find it here, as we talked about contain St. John's speed both ways. And really, when it comes right down to it, they got to the outside on offense, and they contained you at least somewhat on defense.
Yeah, we didn't do a very good job with their speed. They hurt us on the perimeter defensively, and we got to learn to get off blocks. We got to play the cut block. Their kid ran downhill, and he was tough. And they were a lot more physical than the typical St. John's team has been in the past. But yeah, definitely. And then on defense, we need to, we got to eliminate the pass rush, and we're going to find teams that are just as fast later in our schedule, and we need to find ways around that.
The old argument in football is size versus speed. They weren't huge, and they weren't maybe quite as fast as they've been sometimes in the past, but they had a nice mix of the two.
Yeah, I thought up front they were pretty physical, and they did a good job with their backs and their speed there. And then, defensively, they've always been fast on defense, and they're smaller up front, but they do a lot of twisting and a lot of angling, and it hurts.
All right. We're going to talk some general things for the fans who are just getting used to Blue Gold football. Some of the parents are here that have sons that are just starting. Describe, if you will, the offense that you and Matt Kender, the offensive coordinator, have designed and what it's designed to do.
Well, it's kind of try to spread people out and to try to get our run game going a little bit better. We obviously with Joel graduating, we got young backs, and they're different backs. They're a little bit more quicker. And so we're trying to do that with bubble screens and different things like that. We're trying to stretch people out horizontally and then try to get them vertically too. And to do that, though, we got to do a much better job of getting separation with our receivers. With that speed, like you said, we got to run better routes and things like that for that to really take effect.
Jake Nice showed some good things tonight. Riley Gebline did too. I mean, they're young, obviously, but at least there was some good signs there.
Yeah, there was flashes, and we need to be more consistent. We got to learn to get the tough yard. I think as a young back, that's one of probably the last thing you learn is to get that downhill running like their back did today. But they'll get there.
And you're right, obviously, but man, Jake Nice at the end to our right, the one just before Munger threw the pass for the touchdown, went into the line about as hard as you can go in.
Yeah, he's getting a lot better with that. You know, as a true freshman last year, he was playing on Friday nights, and so he's got a lot to learn. I thought he got better as the game went on with his pad level, and he needs to continue to do that.
All right. And we should mention Jared Childs, too, because hopefully you get him back at some point.
Yeah, he's been on the shelf a little bit, and hopefully we'll get him back next week. We'll see.
Speaking of injuries, and we hate to bring them all up, but there were a couple during the game that bear mentioning. Clint Larson tweaked the ankle again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we won't go into detail, but and Chris Cummings had to get helped off too, so it's not a good thing.
No, anytime that you have that happen, we'll see what the trainer's with them right now, and they'll see the doctor and they'll get better.
You don't like to talk about it, do you?
Not really.
I don't blame you. I shouldn't have brought it up. Todd Glaser, good enough to join us after a tough loss. For those of you who weren't there, it was 31-7 St. John's. The Blue Golds got a late touchdown. Mark Bunger competes. I mean, whatever the score is, and he did that, I thought, this afternoon.
Yeah, he did a good job of competing, but we lose as a team, and we got to play much better, and we got to coach much better to get us over the hump here. We got a very good team coming in with Wheaton, and they're national ranked too, and so we're going to have to get better, and we're going to have to get better fast here.
You know, getting back to what we were talking about with what this offense is designed to do, and we'll talk with Nate Coltis a little bit too about the wide line splits. Tell us, you know, what the philosophy is behind those.
Just that, you know, some of it's because of our quarterbacks can see a little bit better. Some of it's because of the backs we have right now. They're more of a speed back. We want to try to get them to the perimeter a little bit faster, things like that. So, again, we want to stretch people horizontally and hopefully get them vertically once in a while, too.
Special teams, again, I bring it up because of the line splits. The offensive or the punt formation that you have is a little unique. Tell us about how you came up with that.
Yeah, Coach Holler does a good job with that. Basically what he's going to do is he's going to stretch you out. As if you're going to foul him, he's going to take you out so we can cover the field a little bit better. And they always got a good returner, St. John's does.
And the other thing you do is roll out with the punter a little bit, Ian Scott, which can lead to a fake. I know the opportunity didn't arrive today, but last year against St. John's with Brzezinski, that type of thing occurred.
Yeah, that's built in for us, but we want to change for the punt team. We want to change their block point, and that's why we roll out with our punters, so they never know where to come off and where the block point is.
All right, Todd Glaser with us. We're at Grizzlies. Great food, great beverages, and great fun out here at Grizzlies, and we appreciate so much them stepping up to be a sponsor of the Todd Glaser post-game show. All season long we'll be out here. Now, when we're on the road, it'll be earlier in the week, but when we're home, come on out here, make it a habit to come out after the game and join us for great specials. We're going to have Jacob Schlueb, a former Blue Gold, on a bit later on to talk about Grizzlies, but we'll also talk to offensive lineman Nate Coltis is going to join us.
He's supposed to be here yet. I don't know. He's probably showering. Oh, there he is right there.
All right, we'll bring him on in just a bit, but we will take a break here for a moment or two with the Todd Glaser post-game show at Grizzlies, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Grizzlies is proud to support Blue Gold's football. Join them for great post-game specials after home games and the coaches show before every away game. Grizzlies features award-winning wood-fired rotisserie chicken, wood-fired steaks, and a great craft beer lineup. Enjoy a Northwoods atmosphere with a friendly staff and great food. Don't want a long wait? Try their call-ahead seating. Call them at 715-832-6481 and let them know you're on the way. Grizzlies, next to the Oakwood Mall, proud supporter of Blue Gold's football.
This Saturday, it's the Blue Golds at nationally ranked Wheaton, Illinois. 1 o'clock kickoff, 12:45 pregame on the Blue Gold Sports Network. Become a Blue Gold booster. Find out more at BlueGolds.com and join us for Blue Gold football Saturday at 12:45 on the Blue Gold Sports Network.
Blue Gold Athletics has made some big changes and is stepping into a new era of collegiate competition. Hello, my name is Joe Munger, a lifelong Eau Claire resident, the president of the Blue Gold Booster Club, and a UW-Eau Claire alum. The Blue Gold Booster Club's mission is to provide additional resources for our teams to compete for national championships at NC2A Division III level while representing our great city and region. Go to BlueGolds.com to learn how to become a Blue Gold Booster Club member, view game and event schedules, or make a contribution. Thank you, and go Blue Golds.
business experts right from the start. That's Whipfleet. The members of your Whipfleet team understand your overall financial health is measured by more than the bottom line. They represent a broad range of business discipline. They can address your critical business issues with a depth of experience that generates powerful, sustainable solutions you need to be competitive. They're also committed to help you get closer to customers, leverage technology, effectively manage operations, and strengthen your position in the marketplace. Not to mention achieve results. Whipfleet, with 3 offices in the Chippewa Valley, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and Menominee.
Welcome back to Grizzlies, proud sponsor of Blue Gold Football, your pre- and post-game meal destination featuring award-winning wood-fired rotisserie chicken, wood-fired steaks, and a great craft beer lineup. And while we're at it, we should talk about some of the other great sponsors too. Larson Properties is the official hotel partner of Blue Gold Football. So if you're from out of town and come here, make it a point to stay at one of the great Larson Properties, Clarion Inn, Holiday Inn South, and Holiday Inn Express. And we'll talk more about the people that helped to bring you Blue Gold Football and this Todd Glaser postgame show. But we're joined by a young man from Thorpe, Nate Coltis. Can I say Thorpe on the radio?
Yeah, you can say Thorpe.
Let's face it, they say it there. Nate Coltis is one of the offensive linemen. Thanks for coming on, first of all, Nate. I know it's tough after a loss like this.
You're welcome.
It was, a game that, coming off that St. Thomas game, we had such a positive feeling. Talk about going into this game, the pomp and circumstance and everything that was going on. I mean, you guys felt pretty good, right?
Yeah, we did feel pretty good. We felt like we could move the ball really well. Offense line, we got a big offense line. We pushed the ball. We like to hit, and we just enjoy hitting people and going move forward.
Size helps.
Yes,
You're
it does.
about 320?
Yep.
And that's playing weight. I mean, you've worked during the off season. You got to feel like you're about where you need to be, right?
Yep. A little overweight sometimes, but you know what? Trying to cut back. But other than that, I feel pretty good.
Hey, let's talk about it. Talk about the off season for offensive linemen. What type of progressions, what type of weight training do you do?
It's kind of hard. I mean, we do everything that everybody else does. I mean, the smaller guys, the quicker people, we do everything that they do. We don't take any breaks or anything like that. So,
who's the best lifter on the O-line?
That's pretty tough. Everybody has their strong points on the O-line. We got guys that are better in bench. We got guys that are better squatting. So it's kind of hard to say.
What's yours?
I'd have to say before my knee injuries, I'd say squatting.
All right. Nate Coltis with us from Thorpe, and again, a tough loss this afternoon. I mean, the things that you were trying to do, we looked for positives, and we talked about the young running backs. I mean, you lose Joel Sweeney, it's going to hurt the run game, but I thought Nice and Gebline showed some good things today.
Yeah, they did. They ran the ball really well. It is hard losing, a power running back like we used to have, but, they're young running backs, and they do a great job. I mean, I love having those guys behind us, and it's fun. It's a joy blocking for them.
All right, Nate Coltis with us. One tough question, okay? We do more of them to the coach than we do to the player, but the goal line stands. I mean, you salvaged the second one with a pass, but the first one just couldn't knock it in. Talk about why, from your perspective, and what needs to be done to fix it.
I felt that the O-line, we had a good push. Sometimes they get in underneath their pads and everything, and you just can't get sometimes. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, they weren't as big, but give them credit, they were quick, right?
Yes, they were. They're very quick.
All right. Nate Coltis, you're a student athlete, Division III student athlete, so once in a while you got to open a book, right? I'm kidding, but tell me about school at UW-Eau Claire, how you like it, and what your major is and so forth.
My major is criminal justice. It's a fun time. I mean, your school's first thing first. I mean, you always have to take care of your schooling first, and then from there you play you go with your sports. But main thing is just keep on your schooling, and then everything will come after that.
So if you had your druthers, and you don't always right out of school, but cop, CIA, FBI, what would you like?
I actually like to be a detective further on down the road. That's kind of my ultimate goal.
All right, it's a tough job, and we appreciate your trying for it. What's your toughest class this semester?
Ooh, I'd say like one of my criminal justice classes. I don't know, that's just the normal criminal justice class, but it's going to be pretty tough.
All right. We'll let you go, but a couple more things. The O-line, more than any other part, and a whole football team needs to work as a team, but you guys have to work together. Tell us about this O-line a couple of you guys have changed positions and moved from guard to center or whatever, from D-line to O-line. How has the communication and how is the cohesion working right now?
I feel the cohesion's actually really good. I mean, we're all brothers on the O-line. I mean, Thursday nights or Friday nights, we always get together. We always go out to eat together. I mean, we love hanging out with each other. When we go someplace to hang with somebody, first people that we always call is O-line. So.
Right now, you wouldn't tell me who the best lifter is. Who's the best eater?
That's another tough one. I'd have to say I'm probably one of the best eaters.
Well, this is the place to eat, Grizzlies, and we appreciate your joining us, Nate. I know it's been a tough day to be a Blue Gold, but still a great day to be a Blue Gold. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Nate Coltis. Thanks to Nate Coltis. We're at Grizzlies for the Todd Glaser postgame show, and Todd will rejoin us in a moment, but we want to get another Blue Gold on this Todd Glaser show. Jacob Schlueb joins us. Jacob, of course, played buckets for the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds, and let's talk basketball a little bit, and we'll talk Grizzlies in a moment, but talk about what being a Blue Gold meant to you.
It meant everything. I mean, pride in the community, pride in your team, pride in an organization. You got a good community, the staff, everybody loves everybody, Like even here, you come out to the Grizzlies afterward and you got a whole big family that comes out just to support you, and it's nice. Being an athlete, you go out in the community and do a radio show or anything like this, and you got 50 followers coming in to watch you, and everybody knows your name. It's nice.
Got some good people here tonight, and good people always. And one thing I notice about Grizzlies, and I'm a quasi-regular, come out and you see a lot of the same people. I mean, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, we must be. I mean, the food's really good, so you can't go wrong there. Our staff is wonderful, so we get to know everybody that comes in. So you come in, we know you by name, we know what you like to have, and we just changed up our menu, so everybody loves that too.
I remember the first time I met Chris McHugh, and he told me about the way he trained people and believes in service, in getting to know your customers and what they want, and I mean, it really shows.
It really does. You really learn a lot from a guy that comes in. He's putting customers first, and he shows you exactly how to do it, and you go out there and you perform, and he gives you the power. He lets you go out there and do what you got to do, and if you do something wrong, he corrects you, and just like everything, just like sports. You go out and you mess up, you learn, you watch film kind of thing, too.
You never mess up, dude. Well, was that one time? Yeah, turnover. Right?
Yeah, one time.
Jacob Schlueb, the Grizzlies is the spot, and we appreciate you hosting the Todd Glaser postgame show. Let's say somebody's never been here before. They come through the door. What do you say to them? And they say, I don't know what to have. Recommend something.
Oh, man, you got to wow them with the chicken. We got the rotisserie oven as soon as they walk in. We got fire going. They got chickens out there. We put the prime rib on there Fridays and Saturday nights. It's just amazing. And, you tell them we're the best in the valley with the chicken. You got to have some.
All right. Jacob, thank you so much. Good luck to you. It's great to have a Blue Gold on.
Of course. Thanks you, Mike.
Thanks so much to Jacob Schlueb. Grizzlies is the spot. It's the Todd Glaser postgame show, and we'll be back with Grizzlies right after this.
Grizzlies is proud to support Blue Golds football. Join them for great post-game specials after home games and the coaches show before every away game. Grizzlies features award-winning wood-fired rotisserie chicken, wood-fired steaks, and a great craft beer lineup. Enjoy a Northwoods atmosphere with a friendly staff and great food. Don't want a long wait? Try their call-ahead seating. Call them at 715-832-6481 and let them know you're on the way. Grizzlies, next to the Oakwood Mall, proud supporter of Blue Golds football.
The Blue Gold Sports Network brings you the pride and passion of UW-Eau Claire athletics, serving the community, the university, and its student athletes. At BlueGolds.com, you'll find information on game day activities and every sport at UW-Eau Claire. You can also follow UW-Eau Claire sporting events on Twitter at UWEC Blue Golds. Plus, interact with the Director of Athletics for UW-Eau Claire, Dan Schumacher, on Twitter at Dan Schumacher AD. The Blue Gold Sports Network is a property of UW-Eau Claire in partnership with Clear Channel Media and Entertainment of Eau Claire.
Hey folks, it's the Gordy's Guru here. Gordy's County Market is a proud supporter of UW-Eau Claire Blue Gold football. With every smash of the pads and every touchdown pass caught, we know that success takes determination, hard work, and lots of time. That's why we want to take this moment and say, go get them, Blue Golds. Stay healthy, stay true, and have a great season. This message brought to you by your friends at Gordy's County Market with 3 convenient grocery and gas locations in Eau Claire. Gordy's County Market, pleased to back Blue Gold athletes, coaches, and teams.
Welcome back to Grizzlies. Mike Sullivan, your host on the Todd Glaser postgame show. Todd Glaser, good enough to join us after a tough game at Carson Park, 31-7. Again, the final, St. John's over the Eau Claire Blue Golds. All right, Todd, we're going to talk about some other things because, it's tough to talk about this one. Well, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes with handling these young student athletes. And I was impressed with Nate Coltis, criminal justice major, and, all of your young men have good backgrounds. How do you oversee, or do you have help overseeing how they're doing with the books?
Well, Nate, he's 40, so he's been playing here for a long time, for his 6th year. But we have a lot of help. Our assistants do a great job. We've got a very good training staff. Dennis Beal, who played here, who's getting his master's right now, does our football operations. He also does our academics. He was also showing around recruits today. So we have a lot of people that have their hand into it.
And they do well. I mean, I don't know what your GPA is traditionally, but you've had some good students.
We've had very good students. It's a great school. I think that's the great thing about Eau Claire is you're going to attract those quality athletes that are not only good athletes but good students, and that's what we're mostly proud of, the kids, that what they can do academically.
Were you a good student? I can't remember.
Oh, of course. So, come on.
What was your
I went to the library, asked my mom and dad, they're in the audience. I went to the library all the time.
I saw you there that one time. Yeah, there was one time when you were in that little kiosk and you were actually...
Yeah, it was the bar on Water Street. It was called the library.
The library, exactly. And you had a book open in the corner.
Yeah. Shakespeare.
Definitely. Todd Glaser with us. Road trip next weekend to Wheaton, an overnight trip. Talk about the value of those road trips. I mean, obviously life on the road is tough, but it can lend to some cohesion is a word I used with Nate Coltis. It's the biggest word I know, but it can lead to some team bonding.
Yeah, I think it's always nice to get on the road to get away from distractions. We're going to do it. We're going down a little earlier to get down there, and we're going to do some recruiting. Dan's going to show us around his own stopping grounds there, and we're going to...
you bet.
Yeah. God help us.
The hood.
Yeah. God help us. But we're gonna break up. We're gonna go see some high school games, and we're excited that Wheaton's a very good team. They got a great facility down there, and we're excited for our next opportunity here.
So where do you practice? I know in the past you've practiced at a couple of. Were you the head coach when we practiced at Notre Dame, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, that was Hoff. He was the head coach. I was the defense coordinator. But
okay.
Yeah, that was fun. We'll practice in the morning to keep our schedule. We'll leave at like noon on Friday, get down there, get to the hotel. We'll have dinner at the hotel, and the kids will go to bed early, and then the next day get ready to play Wheaton.
All right. Let's talk about turf for a second. You almost take it for granted these days. I was reading where 75% of Division III teams have turf, and it's nice, but it also, I know there's an issue here because the turf at Carson Park needs to be replaced, right?
Yeah, and I think you saw that tonight with a couple injuries we had. They're lower limb injuries that we have to do something with that turf. When you walk around and it looks like you've been hailing hay because all the fibers are broken up on your shoes, I think it's not a good thing.
And yet, I mean, let's bring up an injury to another team because I know Hank Kuyak, the fine athlete for Stout, had his season ended by a gopher hole up at North Dakota last week.
Yeah, that was sad to see. We recruited Hank out of high school. He was a nice kid, nice family, and you never want to see that with a kid.
All right, the pluses of turf. I mean, when it's done right, it's a great surface.
Yeah, well, I think when it's good turf and it's not old, I think it's a great thing to be on because I think it's going to save injuries. But as it gets older, I think you need to take care of that.
All right, Todd Glaser with us. We've looked back, we've looked ahead. Let's look at the big picture. I know 0-2 is a tough hole to dig yourself here, but this is a tough league. You're playing one more tough team before you enter it. Can you take something away from these two games in terms of what you've learned and what you've grown?
Yeah, today was tough to take something away from it. It's when you get your butt handed to you, but we'll watch the tape and we'll get better. Some of it's coaching too. I think we got there too early today, and that was my fault. Waited around in the locker room a little too long, and things like that. But you're always going to take something away. I think when we got done talking to the kids, we said this is a loss. Okay, so you can use it in two ways. You can learn from it and move on and get better because of it, or you can define it. Which one is it going to be? And we'll see on Monday and how the kids respond tonight. We know that they're going to come back ready to work and ready to play.
Are you, strange question, but are you glad you have one more non-conference game before the WIAC Wars?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's an opportunity to get better there. That's a good team. They're a fast team. They're a lot like our league. St. John's was a lot like our league. St. Thomas was a lot like our league. So you're going to play a ranked opponent in our league every week. I don't care if they're ranked or not. That's the type of conference we have, so we want to get ready for that. And that's why we do some of the things we did. That's where we went, we're going to try to run the football. And, I think one of the things, we look better running the football today than we did against St. Thomas.
Yeah, that's a plus. Todd Glaser with us, and we've got just a couple of minutes. First of all, let's talk about the fans. I mean, the fans out here at Grizzlies and the fans in the stands today were really into the game.
Great atmosphere. And, Dan's done a great job with that, getting people involved. And I know our kids were excited when we walked up and how we came to the game today. So, and it's always exciting to see that. And I think Eau Claire's a great community for that. And I think with all the Eau Claire kids we have on our team, it's a good thing for them, too.
Do you know the words to the alma mater?
I do not. No.
I
know Shakespeare. I told you that already.
Okay. Can you quote Shakespeare?
No.
Okay.
It's been a long day, so.
I know it is. I won't make it. But, hey, I got to admit, I didn't know the alma mater before today. And this is something else that Dan has brought to the table, and Randy Dickerson, Dr. Dickerson, and the Blue Gold Marching Band, the post game. And I know of all the times when this one hurt, that it hurt right after the game, but it was a great, a coda to the game to have the band play the alma mater and then go out on the field for a show.
Yeah, the band is always awesome. And that's the first time I've ever heard that. And I've been around Eau Claire for a long time. I've never heard that before. My wife could probably sing it. She's an alum. She said she'd get up here and sing it, but...
Seriously? Does she know it?
No, I don't think so.
We won't put her on the spot, but
I have to go home yet tonight, so...
No, I just want to know if she knows it. Did anybody learn the alma mater today? Did you stick around and read the program and sing the alma mater? Yeah, okay. Next week you will. Mark Faunus did. Okay, that's one. Next home game, 2 weeks. I am going to try to learn it. I admit I saw it and I didn't sing it. I won't sing it on the air. I wouldn't subject you to that. But it's a great way to end the feeling of being at a football game, and it's something I know other schools do. And I don't mean to go on and on about it, but it was kind of neat.
Yeah, that'll be a tradition. We always used to go over and recognize the band, but now they're going to sing that, and I think it's a great thing. It's like anything else. They're like our 12th man. The fans are like our 12th man. And we're going to get better, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of electricity in Carson Park. And today was a bad day, and you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get ready for tomorrow.
All right. Hey, Todd, really, seriously, thank you so much for coming on.
Not a problem.
Todd Glaser, head coach of the Eau Claire Blue Goats. That is tonight's Todd Glaser show from Grizzlies. Still stick around, have a good time. I think Dan Schumacher's buying for everybody. No, I'm just kidding. But wherever you're from, wherever you're from, we appreciate you coming by. We'll do it again each and every week here at Grizzlies, the Todd Glaser postgame show on Sports Radio 1400.
This is the Todd Glaser Show on the Blue Gold's Sports Network. The Todd Glaser Show is broadcasted from Grizzlies Wood-Fired Steaks. Grizzlies is your post-game destination to celebrate the big win. Featuring award-winning wood-fired rotisserie chicken, wood-fired steaks, and a great craft beer lineup. Come on out to Grizzlies, experience it all, the host site of the Todd Glaser Show. This has been a presentation of the Blue Gold Sports Network and Clear Channel Media and Entertainment of Eau Claire. For more information on the Blue Golds, go to BlueGolds.com. 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 BlueGolds.com.